can't see anything. Hello, everyone. It's Thursday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. Hello, Nyma Akasha Zeberi. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Motherly duties have started, so we're going for the child counselor, psychologist assessment today with my children. Oh. And on my way out this morning, my husband was helping me reverse the car to get ready to leave, and I stepped. We drove over the rabbit. Hey! Oh,
you murdered a rabbit.
One. And I saw it gasping, and
it
was just so painful. Muslims, you sare slaughter it so that it's halal. So that was what happened.
So what happened to you? Slaughter this?
We'll be cooking rabbit stew today.
Oh, my shit.
It's just so painful.
That rabbit that you really cared for.
My children, pets and all. I want to just give birth. I just hope it's not the one that gave birth. Because I couldn't wait to see.
Breastfeed the children.
And funnily, rabbits, they don't help themselves.
Oh.
It's just so painful.
How are you doing, Topsy Tops? I like your hair.
Thank you. I've missed you.
Thank you. Thank
you.
I'm doing well.
We thank the Lord. So I was going to come and ask questions because somebody is lying. And I don't know who the person that is lying is. You know, when we talk to people who want to buy land from, they'll say, oh, the governors have not been signing CFO. They have not been signing all through Ambo this time. He did not sign one CFO.
Who is saying
someone who has not signed any CFO.
Who is saying that?
Please. Why is it so difficult to get CFO? Is it that the government's system is not working, or some people in the ministry are lying, or the people that want to sell the land are just lying? Because I don't think it should be that difficult to get CFO. So I know that we have a good friend in Mrs. Tope Benson. She's been on our show a few times, and I think that it would be nice to have the minister the commissioner for in charge of lands to come and advise people that are trying to process and perfect their documents how they should go about it. And
I'm sure this is more
publicity
than
what they are saying.
I can say for a fact that that's a lie. Because yes, we've had some done. And in Ambo this time as well, yes, that those are signed to sign on behalf of the governor, and they've been signing, except your processes did not get halfway.
How are you doing? Obiajulu?
I'm doing well.
How is the reconnection with the kids? I know they miss you like crazy.
They are not letting me rest at all.
They finished. That your son that I was asking for special food.
He's still eating it. He's still eating because I made several, so there's enough food in the house.
Nice.
But after this week, I'm going to properly detox them. They had a lot of junk. I won't even take it. So
let these children be children.
No, they will be children for this week. From next week, plus August, everybody. I've got their fruit, I've got their bitter leaf and everything. Everybody will just detox. That's the thing. But I'm going to be having a meeting with one of my mentors today in my life coaching. After the show, we're trying to, help me find my identity. So as a life coach, you're supposed to have a particular message that you give. While I'm big on personal development, career and entrepreneurship, I also like to have, no, it's not really broad. With the tools I have, I can coach on anything. But it's good to have like an identity. When people see you, what's the first thing that comes to their head? So I'm going to be having that meeting after the show.
I went through that process too. I found the identity, but I just never
you didn't follow up.
I got the identity, but I just, it's a lot. Thank God. So good to have you on the show. But I've been off for a week, and everyone calling me, sending me messages. My mom was a bit under the weather, so I've been with her all this while. I'm the only girl now, so I have to. I have
do mommy duties.
Stop until I focus on my mom. So
it
was important for me to do that. So I'm glad I was able to do that. But I think we can go on a quick break now. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
With the nation, gunmen herders kill 43 in Plateau, Benue State attacks. NDA invaders broke into 5 flats. Lagos PDP chairman Dominic dies on day court affirmed his position. No pay since 2018, new Unity Schools teachers lament. Our plan to reduce coming flood by Lagos government. Robbers attack Bullion van again in Ondo. And Zenith Bank introduces Ziva WhatsApp chat box. Okay, let's start with Nope.
Yes,
Beecee,
so,
yes.
Nearly 2,000 teachers employed by the federal government for the 104 unity schools have not been paid since they were hired 2 years ago. They shared their ordeal with Kofo Worola Bello Osage, and they have complained that they've been going for verification. They've gone to Abuja several times. Some of them were far back in the northeast, and they've been traveling. Some persons have died while they were on their way to go for verification. They've all registered for the IPPIS, and till today, no pay has been given to any of them. They've been waiting. They've lost, most of them left private schools for this recruitment, because they felt that working in a federal school would be better for them, better for their career as well. And they've been waiting, and they're appealing to the federal government to do something about it. Though they replied and said there's something fishy about most of their employment, but this needs to be sorted out so that these teachers can take care of themselves.
I have the NDA vision.
Okay.
Yeah, so this source in the NDA is giving out facts and saying that 5 flats were broken into on the same building in the NDA, and they came in through a barbed wire along the Afaka Airport Road where that they had compromised. They came in, they had an uninterrupted attack of the building because the soldiers were slow to respond. Within that 5 flats that they did, they kidnapped one of the officers whose name was given as Major Christopher Datong. They killed an officer named Wula and another one named CM Okoronkwo, and then they killed 2 of them, and then they kidnapped 1 person. And they were saying this is how the NDA was compromised, breaching that the bushy environment around the officers' quarters and the fenced area is believed to have given the bandits an easy access to the place. This NDA attack for me is a little too much for me. I believe that this certainly clarifies, separates the difference between the past president, ex-military president that we had, and this present one. If this had happened under Obasanjo, the reaction would have provoked a reaction, but in this president's time, it didn't provoke a reaction. Rather, it provoked a response to us, and everybody just...
It's really painful. I mean, I think it was from Miriam's banter yesterday, because she has been there. She's seen what that academy, what that entire place looks like. So she understands the gravity of what happened. We are just saying that NDA was invaded, but this is really, really a sad story. I have the story.
Let me take the robbery story, because apparently there's been a back-to-back robbery of bullion vans within Ondo State. It happened in May, 2 people were killed. It happened in July, people were killed. Just 7 days ago, an empty bullion van was attacked. Now, that one happened in Elemoshaw village in Ondo Akure Highway. This one happened along Ore. They were in a village close to Ore. They were obviously from the Benin axis. The van was taking the cash at hand to Araro Miobu in Odigbo local government area of Ondo State, and they were attacked again. And once again, a policeman died, and the driver died. I think that, I don't know what the compensation plan for bullion van drivers would be, or the security men, but the threat to life has definitely increased within Ondo State, and so should the compensation, because these families now have lost the breadwinner of their household, and we need to deter. So the spokesperson for Ondo State Police Command spoke up concerning that, said they're investigating, confirmed that the incident took place, and that they are really investigating, but they need to beef up security, because we already realize that this bullion van is a threat, and people are finding it easy to...
I was going to take the story about the floods. The Commissioner for Environment in Lagos State, Tunji Bello, had said that we should be experiencing 238 and 261 days of rainfall, with the maximum annual rainfall predicted to be 1,747 millimeters. Now, he's saying that Lagos State is prepared for this downpour, and he's saying they put measures in place to reduce the impact and contain any eventualities. So according to them, even though those who are living in those flood-prone areas must still relocate, but they put all the measures in place to ensure that they've cleared all the various areas that contain the runoffs, I believe. And it says that, let me read this very clearly. It says, the capacity of primary and secondary drains had been enhanced through consistent cleaning and clearing to contain runoff. So that's been done, but however, we still need to take proper precautions. Moving on now to the Punch. Plateau Benue gunmen kill 44, youth deposit corpses at government house. Super TV CEO's family petitions IG 6 new probe into murder. Kidnapping, cultism, Ogun biggest security issue, says Abiodun. Again, daredevil robbers attack Bullion van. Talked about that earlier. Terror sponsors turning Nigeria into Taliban country, says ex-naval chief. NNPC rejects customs proposal on petrol smuggling stoppage. NNPC pegs 2022 base oil price at $57 per barrel. And grazing results, President Knox Tom calls governor serial defector. Okay, let's start with
Let me take the major story
headline.
first here. So, protest, because as a result of the killings that have been happening in Jos, Plateau State, protest happened yesterday. That's Wednesday, and the youths were really upset. They went into the different hospitals because the news had carried that 36 persons were killed on the Yelwa Zangam community. Another 8 persons were also killed in that same Yelwata community. And so youths went into the hospitals, carried the corpse, went around with the corpse, took the corpse to government house. By the time they got there, they were not allowed to get in. They went through the other way and dumped all the corpse in front of the government house. They were upset that the government that is supposed to be protecting their lives and properties are not doing anything about it. However, the governor had given a curfew. I think, I don't know if it's 24 hours now, but he had given a curfew in the state, and he said he had already arrested about 8 persons involved in the killings that has happened. The youth also complained that there's a linking bridge from one village to the other. And so when the gunmen got into the village, they destroyed that bridge, and that was what affected the police officers from coming to rescue the villagers. It's just a painful story.
So
I hope something is done.
NNPC responded to, before the House Committee on, I can't remember immediately, but they were answering to the Honorable Faleke's committee on how they can stop smuggling of petroleum products across our borders. Exactly. And they disagreed with the suggestions of the custom boss that, the custom boss has suggested that we should proliferate petrol stations across the borders so that there will be no smuggling, and that way we can monitor.
What do you mean by proliferate? They should increase.
At Nigerian end of the borders, we should have our filling stations there so that they can monitor the outflow and consumption of petroleum products within the border communities, thinking that will stop smuggling. But the NNPC GMD disagrees, saying that this will only create some form of competition with those already smuggling, except we are going to be selling at the same price at the border. Will not necessarily be doing anything. But then he went on and said that they are in their own several steps, because the president had directed he did something about the smuggling, that he had engaged the EFCC, the DSS, he has collaborated with even the custom and some other security agencies, and that his own suggestion of what will be done, because he says, and also to reduce below the supply of petroleum products to the country below 60 million liters per day, will create a problem, because if he does that, sooner or later you start to see a scarcity and there will be problems. But he knows that the country does not consume that amount of petrol products, that is being smuggled, but that they are looking at other ways to curb it, but he disagrees with that of the custom boss. I personally do not think that having a filling station closer to any border, because as he mentioned, we have over 3,000 kilometers of land borders that, that are not even manned. They're just, you can't even tell where the country line is. It can be the town can be in Nigeria or another place. So I think that is not, we should find another serious solution to it.
So the very trending video of retired Commodore Olaomi has been obviously trending. He was since yesterday, and he was saying that was accusing our president for being lackadaisical. According to him, he said that the president had demonstrated an unwillingness to go after the high-profile politicians for reasons best known to him. So according to him, Boko Haram members, about 400 who had been arrested in the past, had actually given names of serving senators and names of governors who are actually sponsors of Boko Haram. But the DSS, the DIA all have these lists, the NIA, they all have this list, but for whatever reason, they are not going after these persons. And he's saying, according to him, they want to Islamize the country, and they want to turn Nigeria to what is happening in Afghanistan at the moment.
Well, I wanted to take the Ogun State story. The Lagos and Ogun command is being overseen by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2. That person oversees Lagos and Ogun, and the new person in charge is Johnson Kukumo. and he visited the governor of Ogun State, and the governor of Ogun State complained about the fact that there's been rising insecurity in terms of cultist clash within Ogun State, that's the biggest problem they have, and kidnapping. Ogun has a lot of industries, and the workers in the industries are being kidnapped. Individual, high-fly, successful Ogun citizens are being kidnapped, and that he feels that the challenge might be because there's a lot of federal routes, and we don't have enough manpower to manage them. But the AIG is saying that the cultist issues have improved because the police are more on ground, and they're expecting that with the new support of Army providing surveillance equipment on the major highways, we can reduce the ones of kidnapping as well. We're hoping for the best because this would affect Lagos State also.
Let me go on a quick break. When we return, we continue with the review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to Vanguard. Retired military officers rail against attack on NDA. Tribunal orders MultiChoice to deposit 900 billion naira with FRSC before hearing appeal. Gunmen kill 35 in fresh Plateau bloodbath. How autumn causes death of innocent citizens, says presidency. Terrorists named governors, senators, presidency officials as sponsors during interrogation, says ex-naval officer. CBN to raise $2 billion for girl-child education towards SDG 4. And I think that's it. I had the Zenith multi-choice story. Now I'm always interested in this TV content.
It's your thing.
Yes. So what happened, as you know, the I think it was the tax tribunal had actually, the tax appeal tribunal had said that MultiChoice had evaded 1.8 trillion naira tax. And they were saying that according to the section 15.7, I think, of the FRSC code, they had to pay 50% first before they even start the tribunal or start negotiating. However, MultiChoice had responded that what that section 15.7 of the FRSC Establishment Act said was that they can pay either that 50% of the content, the 1.8 trillion, or the amount they paid preceding year plus 10%, which is the lesser amount, and that's what they would rather pay. They don't have to pay the 50% of the 1.8 trillion, although the negotiations are still on. But this matter obviously is going to go to court. I hope they are considering inflation. Because they've owed that money and things are going up. They need to pay what is equivalent to what they owed. So it doesn't...
Major headline.
Yeah.
So let me just quote some of the military officers. The former Osun State governor and former military administrator, Olagosoye Idola, he said the NDA attack is a disgrace to the Nigerian army. They just called it a charade and shame. Brigadier General Iponwe says, I fear Afghanistan, Rwanda situation in Nigeria. Ararile says, no military unit is safe any longer. And Brigadier General Usman says, attack should be a turning point in fights against banditry. So all of them are obviously provoked, and I hope that this account that they have of it is provocative of the leadership enough to take a strong stand against what we simplify as banditry, to see that, you know, the extent of it has gone beyond that. And
but Buhari has said that this attack would not deter the military from ending criminality. I don't know.
That's encouraging the military to continue to fight. So what we should do is get whoever had the audacity. It's like invading the Aso Rock. It's like, you know, what our symbols, the symbols of our authority and strength as a country are now being attacked little by little. Before they will get to Abuja and 3 Amazon.
I also think that
we should take a strong stand.
You know, watch the loopholes. So according to them, they said because the NDA is usually open for prayers on Friday, so anybody can come in.
This thing happened on Friday.
No. See, he said that would have given the bandits enough time to study the terrain, to understand how to enter.
Each military reacted at some point when it was attacked and they cordoned off barracks, even the one in Ojo. But this didn't stop anything.
Morayo,
can we just have the will to start prosecuting those mentioned?
Exactly.
UAE arrested some of our sponsors. They are sponsors of banditry.
The level of prosecution. They need to start hanging these people.
But we need to, the ones that we have mentioned, the ones that they so-called Wadume and all of the gangs, anybody sponsoring criminality, benefiting from it anyway linked abroad, they get...
Are you not listening that they are in government?
Yeah,
but
let me take the CBN story. So the, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, former governor of the CBN, while celebrating his Diamond Jubilee, the present governor of the CBN gave a commitment to his pet project, which is to support the SDG goals of child education, saying that if we educate the girl child, we'll reduce a lot of the crises we're facing in this country. So they have pledged $2 billion that the Bankers Committee will contribute within the next 5 years, even over $2 billion to supporting girl child education. I think that before a girl can go to school, and because where this is endemic is in the north, the major thing that is more endemic there is insecurity. So whatever can be done in terms of intelligence to support insecurity would increase and improve the chances of children going to school. Children being kidnapped will not go to school.
I actually have the response of Lamido to that. I can't find it. He actually responded to that. But let's move on to Daily Trust. Youth dump over 20 corpses at Plateau Government House. We talked about that earlier. NDLA sacks 35 of corruption, 35 for corruptions and desertion. Education, how parents dump parenting roles on teachers. PDP crisis, governor's BOT take position on secondus. Bandits abduct widow in Katsina 24 hours after husband's death. NDA leaked army memo confirms Daily Trust reports on loose fence. Okay, which story?
Yes, so private school teachers and school owners are complaining seriously on how parents are relinquishing their roles to the teachers. So especially for schools that have crèches and all that, they complain that the parents will come in as early as before 7 a.m. and drop off these kids, sometimes with full diapers, they've not had their bath, they've not eaten with empty stomach, and then they don't come back till very late to pick up the children. And they understand that, because of all the hustles, parents have work to do and all that. But it's very important that parents play their own role as well, because the teachers cannot handle everything. Most of these children stay with the teachers more than they stay with the parents. So they were giving advice on how parents can be more involved in not just educating their children, but also training them so that everybody just, fits into their role and please them.
Desperate times require desperate measures. Teachers should buckle up. They should try. Because parents, listen, this is like, listen. I know you're going to argue with this.
We have an economic crisis on our hands.
I hear you. That child must eat. The teacher self too must eat. So why don't you charge me more and make sure that you're there?
No. When you don't play your role at all as a parent, so you have a little baby and as early as 6 a.m. you drop off this baby without feeding. And when the babies are sick, you don't take permission to stay back home and nurse your children. Come on now.
I pity babies that have parents that sometimes have to do that. Because if the teachers are on break, they will leave them like that.
Yeah.
The NDLA
story.
They sacked 35 officers for corruption, dereliction, and desertion of their duties. And they said prior to the appointment of the new Oga of the NDLA, Miriam, I'm opinion on this one, they had some racketeering with appointments and employment where they had drug dealers find ways to perpetrate the service with their own guys and, send them to areas that they call their jurisdiction so that there will be lack of proper work in those areas. And
please, can I use our platform to officially invite the DG? We like to talk.
We would love to talk. There's a lot of changes happening.
I don't understand.
The power of leadership.
How can somebody sing good-handed, like all the drama that's happening in Nigeria?
And then one system is working.
He's just doing his own work.
He didn't just sack. He also promoted 3,506 officers who have been in service. They said they've had a stagnancy in promotion.
We want to talk to you, sir.
Please, I would really, really like to have him on the show because it would be great to... Because just have a conversation on real leadership getting the job done. Okay, we have to run. I think we can take one more story. Yeah, should we move to Daily Sun? I know. Is there any story? Let's find a story not taken. Igbo Yoruba death FG on open grazing routes. Buhari refusal to restructure bad women for NEF, says NEF. Another bloodbath in Plateau, we talked about that. And says we will resist its establishment, says Opson and government encouraging headsmen INM.
Let me just quote Afe Babalola, who said that the government's call, the governors and the government who is calling for self-defense, is admitting, is a sad admission of the failure of the government to secure lives and properties of the people, which mirrors what Inopula is saying. He is essentially saying that the security of lives and property is the primary responsibility of a government. And if a government is calling people to help themselves, then the government has failed.
Okay, I think we can wrap up on that. And then there's the story. I know you want to talk the Super TV.
Yeah, so
story.
just to follow up. So the Super TV chief executive officer who lost his life recently, Yusufu Ataga, the family members have petitioned the states. They are asking that the case be reinvestigated because they kept, talking about a particular person, Babalola Disu, who they allegedly is the person that murdered him, that he had a flat just opposite where he was killed, and he called a carpenter at some point to fix his door. By the time the carpenter got there, they realized that the carpenter was meant to fix the door of Ataga, who just died.
Wow.
And then they were wondering the link between him, Ataga, and the carpenter, and the fact that he mysteriously disappeared when the matter happened. So they're asking that the case be reinvestigated, and also that, the case was taken to the magistrate court, which actually has no jurisdiction over murder cases. So this needs to be...
This is normal to
unfortunately, we are running out of time.
And then get DSS advice.
Let's go on a break now. When we come back, we talk to Samsung. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back to our sponsored segment by Samsung. Thanks for staying with us. So join us on the show now is Samsung. They continue to lead the smartphone industry. We have with us the product manager, Samsung Electronics, West Africa. We have big man, West Africa. Mr. Stephen Okwara, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
So I want you to tell us about this new Samsung. They just launched its functionality, the UPS, the color, the whole works. Tell me about this new Samsung.
Well, that will probably take the entire day, of course. But I'm going to just select a few of functionalities and how we can actually utilize them in our day-to-day lives. Okay. Now, when you look at the Fold 3 and the Z Flip 3, what comes to mind at a glance is premium quality. And that's because these devices were actually made out of the best materials you can get in the smartphone industry today. Yes. Then in terms of durability, it's actually made up of armored, they call it armor aluminum, the toughest you can actually get right now. And the glass protection you have on it is the Gorilla Glass Victus, which is 50 times tougher than the predecessor. So you're absolutely, So you are looking at a device that is premium
for
and
mothers.
Is really, really durable.
For mothers that when their children drops it.
Oh, fantastic. So now if you look at the device, it packs a whopping 7.8-inch screen size when it is unfolded. And when it is folded, you are looking at a 6.2-inch screen size. And guess what? You don't get to feel the weight. It's absolutely
Slick.
Sleek and very
let me
portable.
see.
I don't hold on.
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
So this actually allows for one-handed operation. Okay. Then on this fantastic design is a display that has never been in existence in the smartphone industry, and that's its under-display camera. This is the first time we are having such thing. If you look at your phone, if you're consuming content, let's say you're seeing a movie or surfing the net on your mobile phone, if the display extends to the camera cutout, it gets to be distorted. But because the camera is actually built underneath the display, you don't get any distortion whatsoever. So you actually have a truly immersive display.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So we've seen your is good enough tagline. What's it about?
Okay, so in 2019, I'm just going to have it throw back. In 2019, when we introduced the first device, the first foldable device, people were like, we've seen it all from Samsung. This is about the best. This segment is just phenomenal. Then we asked the question, is this all you can really get from Samsung? Are you sure? Then boom, we introduced the new one, the Fold 2. And people said, oh, Samsung have actually answered all the questions we've been looking out for. The screen is bigger, and so on and so forth. And then Samsung came up again. Are you sure this is the best you can get? And boom, the Fold 3. Now, with the Fold 3, you have the S Pen support. You know, you have the ability to actually navigate multiple windows seamlessly. And above all, it is both dust and water resistant. So, yes. However, because it is dust and water resistant, does not necessarily mean you should go scuba diving with it. Or yeah. So, but it gives you that extra layer of protection.
Right.
Okay,
so I wanted to ask about trade-ins because for some of us, we have one. And it seems like before you finish using one, there's another one that is coming out. So for those who are interested in like trading in, what model of Samsung will be eligible to be traded in for these new ones?
Okay, good. That's a very good question. For now, for the trading devices, we're looking at the Note 10, the Note 20, the Fold 2, the Fold 1, and of course the S20, the S20 series. So if you have any of these and work into any of the authorized,
you can trade in.
yeah, you can actually trade.
Is that what about?
Yeah. So it's actually time you upgraded.
Other brands? Would you allow trading of other brands, and if you would, which ones?
Well, yeah, professionally, of course, I wouldn't want to mention other brands, but yes, we actually support. We actually allow that trading with other brands as well.
You see?
So if you've got your
other phones,
yeah, other phones.
Other phones.
One of the most expensive things to change in phones are the screens. It's so.
Especially Samsung.
I mean, especially Samsung. It's a cutthroat cost. What have you done to adjust that?
Yeah, truthfully, Samsung actually feels the pain of consumers in this regard. But being a company that is so passionate about the quality of the product they put out there, compromises in no area. So, but what we've done is to devise other means to actually cushion the effect. So with a new service called the Samsung Care Plus, within 12 months, and in event of an accidental damage to the screen, Samsung will rectify it with over 70% discount. So instead of paying a whooping sum, you're paying just for the 5,000 naira on the screen.
Within 12 months.
Within 12 months, actually.
Within the first 12 months.
Within the first 12 months. So it's, yeah, absolutely. So instead of paying, of course, I wouldn't want to start mentioning amounts, but instead of paying a huge sum, you're paying just for 5,000 to get this screen replaced. Wow. That is a huge value.
So are the devices available, the new ones, are they available to purchase now? And how
okay, so pre-order will commence from the 6th, and it will run through 28th September. And afterwards, the devices will be ready available in store. So, and again, it comes with a lot of packages for people that would pre-order. So if you haven't pre-ordered...
Gifts for pre-orders. I know Samsung always has...
Fantastic gifts. So we have the Buds 2, which is also the latest, the one we actually unveiled alongside this. Oh. We have the pouch, the accessory casing that comes with it. Okay, so of course, the device has the Care Plus, of course, the 24 months.
All right, so you finished your work as a project manager at West Africa. You've given your speech. Now, the real people's speech. What are the numbers looking at? Is it affordable? Can we afford this thing? You are taking a hand.
Yes.
You are calling.
So before I answer that question, I'd just like to quickly mention something. You are looking at a device that is more or less a 3-in-1. Yeah. 3-in-1 in the sense that when you fold the device, you have a device, a normal phone, a regular phone that can easily operate with one hand. Right. When you unfold the device, you're looking at a tablet, a 7.6-inch screen size. Right. And then you have the S Pen support, which can actually unleash your creativity. You can sign documents on the go and so on and so forth. So all of this put together, I don't think there's any amount that will be too expensive. Now for this, it's going for 856,000. Yes. Yeah, with all this value, then this will be going for like 510.
Okay, well, not bad. Samsung, I mean, like we see a Samsung babe here, so we understand the quality.
I'm not sure. I won't be surprised Tope has it tomorrow.
So what are the other plans you have for for Samsung this year? Any other plans you have for us?
Well, when it comes to technological innovation, Samsung, we operate at the highest level, and good is never good enough. Yeah. So we'll keep coming up with new innovations, new things. So
we're waiting for a Fold 4.
Have you bought Fold 1?
So, of course, a lot of other goodies, a lot of other products, mind-blowing products will be unleashed. And of course,
you always expect the best
from Samsung.
This kind of folded phone, do they have nice accessories like pouches, stuff you can keep it? And
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can see that again. It comes with tons of wonderful accessories.
Oh, nice.
Even the S Pen also, it's an optional accessory, and it comes with a pouch on its own. So you have it, so you're more like carrying your diary with you. You have everything that you need.
Okay. Any other thing you want to tell us? We have to run. Any other thing you want to tell us before we go?
Well, just for consumers out there, you can be rest assured that Samsung will keep giving out the best. And once the pre-order starts, please go get yours.
Okay, that's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we'll bring in our friends from David Dollar. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're on to another sponsor segment. What that means is that the ladies of YourView and TVC are not part of this company, but we are hosts to them. Join us now. People can reprogram their minds to solve problems, especially financially, and also attract what they desire. Is with us. We now have the CEO of David Dollar Nigeria Limited, the founder of David Dollar Farms, Segun Alabi, who's going to share with us how we can invest in pineapples.
Yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Oh, wow. So tell us about your company and how you arrived at pineapples.
Okay. Our David Dollar Farm is an farm estate developer and a management organization. So what we do for people is to help them own a pineapple farm. Okay. We discovered that if you are waiting to start a business after retirement age, there's a tendency that you're going to fail. Because at that time, you don't even have the capacity, the agility to do the business. And if you have a particular business that you are doing right now, you can't be everywhere at the same time, and you need another stream of income. And in Nigeria, we cannot depend on the government to do everything for us. So, and what we specialize on is pineapple. We don't do any other thing. And why do we choose pineapple? Cow doesn't eat pineapple. All of us know the issue of ends men in Nigeria today. That when you go to farm, you have, after all a lot of months or years of labor, a cow just come to your farm and destroy everything. But when it's come to pineapple, cow doesn't eat pineapple. They cannot even enter into pineapple farm. Wow. And as at today, we have off-takers. Because I always tell people that anything you want to do, secure the market first before you go into production. So as at today, we have a company who requested on a daily basis more than 30 metric tons of pineapple.
Wow.
And in Nigeria today, what the farmers are producing in Nigeria is not enough for the Nigerians. So we have to even depend on the neighboring country to bring in pineapple. When we have acres, mass land in Nigeria where we can actually use for farming.
Okay, so let me ask you, how secure is this pineapple investment, and how lucrative is it? How long will it take me to, put money in and get something in return?
Now, pineapple take 12 months. Before now, people believe that pineapple take like 24 months or 18 months. But we have a scientific way of doing our own things. So if we plant pineapple today, now, in the next 12 months, the pineapple is ready for harvest. And for the next 50 years, you'll be harvesting that pineapple without planting anything again. Wow. So it keeps producing.
Yes.
So, you know I'm into
farming.
Yes. So with farming, I define real estate as covering land, agriculture, land and business and buildings. So agriculture is a core part of farming, and I did extensive research on pineapple. So I know there's a huge need for it.
Yes.
But the tenure, can you explain again how you would have pineapple? Because many people that study pineapple will not be able to, would disagree with what you just said, that you can harvest for that long. So how come yours can be harvested for that long? Because I know at a point to turn to shooters, it will no longer give you pineapple fruits.
Okay, for example, if you plant pineapple today, by the time you are harvesting that fruit, it's bringing another sucker. So those sucker will produce again. So not like cassava that after harvesting, you have to clear the land, you have to plant again. So continuously, you will be harvesting pineapple.
Okay. All right.
But when it comes to land in Nigeria, we always know if you don't have extra power, money will come in. How do you deal with that? How do you secure people?
Okay, number one, even you can plant pineapple in all the lands in Nigeria. So there's a specific land for pineapple. And what we did when we want to go into those, we approached Ogun State Ministry of Agriculture to tell us the best land for pineapple. And when they show us some places where we can get a good land for pineapple, we approached Agoiwe. That is behind Olabisi Onombanjo University. That's where the farm is. We approached the Beecee. So the land we got is actually from Beecee. There's nothing like Omonile. So even those family that has to do with that land, Beecee call all of them that this land has been sold. So there is nothing like, oh, in the future somebody will now come and say that we are not, nothing like that.
So what are the documentation? So for somebody listening to you right now says, I would like to invest in pineapple. What do they need to do? How do they reach you? What kind of documents is required? And how long would it take?
Now, anybody that is interested to join this flow, they will get all the necessary documents of the land in their name, not in our name, because we are just managing it for them. They will get a deed of assignment. In fact, as a matter of fact, we are working on the C of O of that land. And as soon as we get that one, it's automatically transferred to whoever subscribed for this. So they get every necessary document of that land, and we'll be managing that farm for them for the next 10 years. For now, we have some people who live in the UK that are part of this. And we are putting something in that farm between now and end of September. You can know what is happening in that farm 24/7. So no matter where you are in any part of the world, whether in UK, Canada, Australia, you can monitor what is happening in that one 24/7.
But you just mentioned 10 years. So what happens after 10 years?
After 10 years, we hand over the farm to you. If you want us to continue managing it for you, we enter into another agreement. And there is market for it, because that is the most important.
Okay, let me even ask for people who may be interested, but they don't have the funds to do it. Is there any payment plan for them?
Now, for one acre is 4.8 million. And that 4.8 million covers for the payment for the land, every necessary thing from year 1 to year 10. You are not paying a dime. Nobody's requesting you to want to do something. That is what you are investing. And the farm still belongs to you. And every year you get 1.2 million.
Return on investment.
Return on investment. In fact, we call it return on your business, because it actually belongs to you. So at the end for the first 12 months, after the first 12 months, you'll be getting your return every six months. So it will not be divided into two. You are not waiting for the year, because we'll be harvesting that pineapple every six months. So at the end of so if you don't have the 4.8 million, which is for 1 acre, there's a payment plan. If you pay, the initial payment plan is 30%, which is 1,440,000 naira. Then you spread the remaining one for the next 12 months. And do you know what? The amazing thing is, if you drop your money today, it starts counting from today. So you don't wait until you balance before it starts counting. The only thing is you have to complete your payment on or before the 12th month, because at the expiration of the 12th month, you start collecting your return.
Okay, so sounds really interesting. I'm sure my farmer partners will be laughing at me, because there was a time I was crazy about everywhere was pineapple. However, people are worried about security of their investment. You know, there are many agri investment platforms that have gone bad right now. So many. So how secure is your investment, and what assurance do clients that want to opt into this business now have that their money will not be, they won't lose their money?
Okay, number one, let me, from where I started from, that the first thing you have to do is to secure the market first. And one of the things that drives us into pineapple is because, number one, there's market for it. Number two, it is very hard to do. It is capital intensive. Really? For example, I don't do business that it is easy to do, because if it is easy to do, then a lot of people will jump into it. Now, what is the security for people who drop money? Because people have had a lot of experience whereby they invested in agriculture, and at the end, they didn't see anything. The money just vanished away. Number one of the issues that always make that thing happen is you have done cassava now, and overnight, cow just come and hit everything. Last week, the CBN governor was saying something. He said they give money for anchor borrower. And then, like, I can't remember the figure because I know it's $1 billion. That they cannot recover that money. Now, imagine that it's one organization who collected money from people like that and cannot pay back. You know what will have happened. Yes. Now, why? Because there's issue of armed men that eat people's business when it comes to farming. But in Pineapple, nothing like that. And for all foreseen things that may happen, we are also partnering with insurance company so that if anything happens, they can stand in gap. But as a matter of fact, Pineapple does not really even have a lot of challenges when it comes to agriculture.
Okay, we have to wrap up on this, but any final words for us? Because I know that any final words for our viewers who are trying to get into this.
Now, if you want to, because we can't say all of it here right now. Now, if you want to contact us, you can contact us on 0811 64 64 307.
Okay. All right.
0811 64 64 307. Now, you can also contact us on the Davidola_farm on the Instagram. On the Facebook, you can contact us on at Davidola Farms.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for coming
to
our show. So that we wrap up with our sponsored segment with Davidola. As I said before, TVC or the ladies of Your View are now part of Davidola, but we've hosted them today because they have good news on investment for us. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, it's our Gisting Thursday. We'll have some hot gist to talk about. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, we know we like talking about family life issues on Thursday. So there was this video that went viral about a boss confronting a house help and accusing her of putting substance into his food, substance that is hazardous to his health. I think it was a place of Amala or so. And they were accusing the young lady of attempting to poison the family. Now, these are things that we've seen that have been prevalent in recent times, where people push out videos of them accusing either the drivers, the helps, the gardeners, people who have unlimited access to their families. So in this view, what are your thoughts? How do we begin to manage our homes when we have these kinds of threats with our family? You can call us on Your View on 081. On the numbers on the screen, 081-270-53687. Also on 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be happy to read your messages. Nyma, your thoughts on this? This has become so frequent recently, and it's quite worrying. Why would people want to poison? In fact, what is even worse, Nyma, is that these are helps that come in within a week or two. So they don't have agenda. It's like they came with an agenda to do that.
So that's why I blame the person employing or the person who got the help. If a person comes within your house, comes into your house within a week or two, when did you get time enough to trust them to ensure things so personal that include to the extent of you're feeding yourself or your family? I think it's just like in the case we took with the school case earlier. There are certain things that you just must do, or you wait until you're ready. There are things that you don't leave to people. So even a person who lived with me for 2 years, at some point I noticed that whenever we make food, you're not eating. Why are you not eating? And I'm the cook in my house. I started wondering, why don't you eat with us? She said, no, I'm just in a hurry to go home. We eat at home. Okay. After a while, I shut my doors. I don't believe, I think people do this at their own detriment, classing up. I was speaking to an MD once and she was saying, in my house, my maid know their limits. I said, I don't understand. She said, they don't use my plates. They're not coming to my spoon area. I said, okay, what if they wash your spoon in the latrine, for instance, or with water that you cannot imagine? And that shocked her. I don't class, I don't believe in it. There's no, I didn't grow up with it, though daddy's plate in my house, and I don't do it in my house. But so when I notice with the open doors that I give to a person, I notice any strange thing, I simply shut, and when I do shut finally, there's nothing that will bring it back, even among family members.
We've seen, Nyma, some people, they do that, and still, you still have, people are bad.
In 2 weeks, the video that went trending, 2 weeks, they made that poison. It's too short a time to give the made limb extent. And they must eat. This is what I apply. The family must feed on the same table, from the same pot, at the same time.
Okay, so that sounds like an ideal thing, but it's not the truth. It's not applicable everywhere.
Everybody, yes, different.
I can honestly, if I stay here and I make it look like I'm cooking in my house, is a lie. And I'm not going to come here and be forming. I don't cook. I don't, like, seriously. And I'm thankful to God that we had that conversation like 4 years ago. It was I think I shared the story because we finished the show and it was you. When Nyma spoke about husband not cook, if your husband is not eating your food, I had to call my husband. My husband, I've not cooked in like a month. And I've been eating. I hope, like, are we good? Like, I know that you love me, but are we really good? Because they say it's not right for you not to. And he said, I know you, and I know your strength, and I did not marry you to cook for me. So we've had that conversation. So when I'm employing a help, the person's job is to cook. So the first thing I do is to taste that you can cook. And once you can cook, I leave the kitchen for you. So essentially, within 1 week, I have stepped out of the kitchen. Like, I didn't even know my gas was not working well. She handles everything. Let me know, yes, has finished. Okay, I'll buy. Pineapple has finished. That's how we roll. So I was really scared when I saw this video because it can easily happen to anybody. I don't class. I don't have any separation. There's no plate. You eat with anything. There's nothing. But yet, we don't know the depth of this story. But I have seen cases where the madam or the boss had no idea what she could have done to merit the treatment from these people. They carry baggages. They have emotional traumas. Nobody really wants their child to be a maid. And sometimes when this happens to them, they don't have that conversation enough to realize that this is a job, I'm doing a job, and I'm happy with it. So they are doing it from a place of bitterness. So it doesn't really matter how nice you are. They will still display themselves. And we just pray against such activities.
Yes, Beecee.
Yeah, I think that as a parent, or as a husband and a wife, you have a level of discernment that comes naturally with age and your spirituality and how you can sense if this person's spirit is not right. I work with my sensing how you are if you come into my space. So, for instance, I want to employ somebody, and I see you and I speak to you. I always rely on something to tell me this is not the person or this is the person. So I start from there. Secondly, when you come into my house, I'm a very free person. I don't class. Like, my workers act like my family members. You can't even tell the difference. So I give you a free hand to operate. But the first few weeks and months that you come in, I pay attention. I observe certain things. That's why I can see that you're doing something that is wrong. And I say, no, this is not how we do it. This is not how we do it. But after that, I give you a free flow. I allow you to operate. Because the truth is, I'm very good at delegation. I cannot come and kill myself. 100%. I cannot do everything. I will be lying if I say I will do everything. I don't pay attention because I got you to support me so that I can handle the most important things, and then you handle the other ones. And once in a while, I come into your space and just do paparazzi for you, but I leave you to handle it. And I also worry about changing helps very frequently. So if you are with me and everybody has their flaws, I have my flaws. You have your flaws, and I feel these flaws are something we can talk about. We can manage. The character we can adjust, you know. I would keep you for as long as I can. I'm not in the bit of, okay, so you just do something today, pack your things and go. Because I don't know the next person that is coming. And if you have stayed with me for a while, I want to believe that we already work together for our interests. So it's not something you can really avoid. It's just that you pray that as good as you are, God will send good people to you. There's nothing you can do.
Another part of it, so I hear you. I mean, I think we're all on the same things. That nobody classes here. Everybody eats everything the same thing. But there's another part of how do we contact trace who and who we bring in? So are you taking them through referrals? Are you using an agency? As the agency help you verify to ensure that, okay, this person comes from this family and you can trace it. And that's one of the things that we hardly do. We fall short of ensuring that whoever comes into our space, we can trace them. Because this kind of person poisons you and disappears.
You can't find
them.
It's even worse when you think that the replacement for getting a stranger is better when you get a relative. There's no such alternative. what I think people should do, which I do, when I'm tired and even sick, I try to supervise. If you're cooking for me, I'll be watching you. I'll be helping you. I'm not, this is not to burden, and Tope, please. This is not to burden you. We are not all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
We are totally different.
Yeah.
You know, and I know when I need help to ask for it. I help my auntie. My auntie will still say to tomorrow, I can't do Obeyo. Nyma does it like magic. So ask for your weakness, for somebody to cover for your strength. But the little things, the things that are most important to me in my life is my family. You see most of my children, those two, I don't have more than that. I always tell my husband, you can worry, I don't worry about you, but you see these two, whatever goes into them and comes out, except they are making it themselves. So I would like to put an eagle eye over. I think the mothers here, let's do, I know it's not rock, let's do what our mothers did. When your maid is cooking, chop this for me. You're supervising it. When it's time, you create time for family.
If you are working, you're in the office.
People think they
you will not eat again.
You raise your children fast. You do this. You raise your children fast.
We live in a country where we can get help. There's some countries where you don't even have help.
Yes.
So everybody has to just find a way to sort themselves out. But the truth is that, yes, your story is great. Your own story is great, but we are all different. We must acknowledge that. We are all different.
And we just have to find a way.
There are women who are brankers. They leave early and they come in late. I know somebody who her nanny helps with the homework. She speaks very well. She's very polite. She's like the perfect. She pays premium.
Yeah.
But that woman is doing exactly what she would have loved to do. But she has accepted that this is the lifestyle I have to live for now. Wow, this was a
so Morayo, please, you know you mentioned it's like we don't class here. We don't class here. Many people watching us actually still class. Many people, so we must highlight that it's wrong. No, Morayo, let's put it in context.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll talk about that, because when we come back, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing this matter of the health poison food, and we're talking about classification of food. And as much as I understand our own generation, we don't classify in our homes because we see everybody as the same usually. But the truth is that there are families who feel that it is important for us to have daddy's plate, mommy's plate, daddy's pot, mommy's pot. This is the whole house. There are people that, and it works for them because either there's a specific way that there's kinds of meat daddy likes or whatever. We can't discredit them for that system. It works for them. It doesn't mean that what others eat is bad or it's not as crazy. It's not good quality. It's just their own choice of, listen, this is how I pamper my spouse. This is a special plate he uses to eat. This is a special cup he uses. This is a special pot. Whatever, that's their own business. But we shouldn't say that that's a problem for the health, because then
that's not classism. That's not what we're calling classism. For months in my house, I was eating my food with no meat and no oil, and it was largely bland. And my house girl was preparing it, but she knew that was how I was eating my food. So obviously, she cannot be eating. She will not want. If I tell her, it's like I'm punishing her to eat the food. So she eats what my children eat. Yeah. You know, so it's a case of anything my children. I'm allowing my children eat this food. It's okay for you to eat it. Yeah. What we are against is when people don't belittle the human beings that have come to work for you. Yeah. That's really the classism. Don't belittle them. Don't create this is plastic plates, the plastic spoon for them. Don't belittle them because they are human beings. They have their own human spirit. And you are leaving your children with them. Most of the time, husband and wife will leave the house and you leave your children people, and you expect them to cook and put chicken in their own food, and they are eating without chicken.
You're making a valid point, but I don't want us to use that as an excuse for poisoning somebody.
No. I'm just saying, not at all. There are two different issues. They're just saying
let us separate it. That is one issue. But when you bring in somebody
evil people are evil
and poison them, what can we do to stop ourselves? How do we ensure that we don't?
I think we need to understand that. You know, people will come with different things. People will come with their different baggages. People, you don't know the mindset. Most times, you don't know the mindset. We don't know the intentions of the people who are bringing into our home. Right. But if you can, first of all, You know, separate the fact that everybody that comes into my place is human and treated as a human being. We have people that you go to their places, the helps will eat in the kitchen, the helps will sleep in the toilet, they will sleep on the floor, you know, they use only the rubber plates, they are not allowed to eat what the children are eating. When you now do that, it's easy for that kind of person to decide tomorrow to be bad to you, especially if the person is a bad person. There's a way your good will change the heart of somebody who wants to poison you. She comes to the house and she realizes, this person treats me like I am their own. And then decides, so anybody telling me from outside that I have to do this to this person will say, no, I can't do this. They are good people. So if we establish our own goodness, that's fine. Secondly, we need to start paying attention to where we bring people from. So I like to go through agents that have phone numbers. When they come, they go to the hospitals, they do tests. When anything goes wrong, you can hold the agents responsible. Let's not be in a hurry because we want to save money. See, if you want to get a help, you need to spend money to get the right help.
Yeah, the right
so you decide. Let me
come to Nyma now, but the call. Good morning, are you there?
Good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
This topic is rather dicey. I kind of agree with what Nyma said. Like the Bible says, the heart of man is desperately wicked. You never can tell who is good and who is not amongst these people. They are human beings, and oftentimes are not. They don't like what they do, but they just have to do it. And on our own part as human beings, as mothers and as parents, something needs to give, especially when raising children and when trying to put your home together. If you bring a help, or if you want to bring a help, like Beecee said, go through the right channel. A lot of things are not properly done in this part of the world. Agencies, whether you're agent or agencies, they don't set up their agencies well. So, whoever is bringing the help, you tell you, oh, I know this person very well, which is a lie. So what I'm trying to say is, whatever we're doing, we should do it right, and people should try and, be very.
Thank you. We lost that call. Thank you so much, Olere, for your comments. Yes,
so
Nyma.
Beecee was saying your kindness can, can change the wickedness of the heart. But even if it doesn't, the room for your suspicion is that you've been good and you've set a blanket standard. And when you notice something strange, you can notice something strange if the person, you have a set of common spoon, but the person chooses a particular kind. If the person starts to separate things within the house, immediately you spot that. If they are not drinking from your dispenser, the same one that you have for everybody in the house, they're not feeding from the same pot, there's a problem. And this is because we suspect strangers, but we leave relatives out. Once you have a relative staying over and the person is acting funny,
you should know.
You should know. Why would you go and buy your food in my house? It's not possible. Why are you going out to buy? Don't we have food? And in my house, even if I'm tired to cook, you can't buy a food and eat it alone. That day you leave.
You will buy for everybody.
You will buy, you will come, you will cook for everybody the way I have cooked for everybody. The moment you come and you buy for yourself alone, pack your bags.
Let me take this call.
There's no separation. Don't create it in my house.
Let me take it from Joss. Good morning. Are you there? Hello, you're live. John, are you there? You're live.
Listen to yourself.
Please don't listen to the TV. Listen to me. Okay, I think it's listening to the TV. Yeah.
Please, so you see, for me, I feel that we're touching on important structures to put in place in each house. And it is very important for everyone watching to have structures in place in your house, have boundaries, have rules, have a process of assimilating a new person into your house. Because I didn't even follow my process this year because I was just desperate to get someone in. So immediately she came in, she went straight into doing activities within the house, though I got her through an agent. I also feel that sometimes we should have people that would stay with them while they are assimilating. Like, I had my mom come around because I was traveling. I went to Dubai January this year, and my maid came in. So I told my mom that, Mommy, I just got a new maid. I don't want to just leave this maid at home with the children. So my mom stayed to observe and like caution things so that there's someone that can be around. So it's important that we are a communal being. And I know that we feel family members, witches, people monitoring you has made us now pull back from having that community around us. Let us have community. I'm always grateful. I'm always happy when I see Morayo and Sheung, because I'm like, if she didn't open up herself to welcome somebody else, she has gained a bonus younger sister. And it's important that we do that. Bring in people a bit more into your household and open yourself up. And it is important that at the end of the day, monitor what is going on. Because indeed, if this man was not observant, the man observed something, he would have eaten what would have been poisoned.
And let's resort to technology as well.
CCTV cameras.
God bless you. Thank you for bringing that. That's really important. Okay, let's go on the break. When we come back, move on to other topics. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Before we move on to the next topic, let's take a few calls and messages. Good morning. Are you there? From Abuja. You're live. Hello? I think I lost that caller. Nyma, you have a few messages from us.
Good Beecee says, I can't use Househelp. I end up doing everything myself, so better treat them kindly. So for those who say they don't want to use Househelp for your own health's sake.
Samolu says there's nothing better than living as a family without any external house help. People who live abroad can relate. Tata Afanu says, beautiful thoughts, ladies. Only God will help us. My sister, not everyone will have the time. Motolani Sarumi says, myself and husband work full-time in the UK. We do literally everything together, from dropping off to school and picking up, which means one starts late and the other finishes to pick up after school.
That's a good system.
Let me, see, I have an issue with that.
That's a good system.
We might have to make it a hot topic, because people abroad always say that I'm doing everything without a help, so you guys, well, you don't necessarily need them. It's a different system. Your micro work, we don't have to worry about generator buying fuel. Your micro work is working, your dishwasher is working, your washing machine is working, everything is like this clockwork. You can plan.
You're not going to local market.
I don't have NEPA. You don't have to go to local market and worry about, where would I park, bill for this, pay for that. You have to just go to the supermarket and pick up the stuff. So it's a different system. You can plan it. Here in Nigeria, diesel just happened, there's no diesel. Or the plug of the generator.
The borehole will pack up, no water.
You're not thinking of what to do. So your brain cannot function.
And keep in the fridge for months. Just fridge.
For months.
You can portion your food in the fridge that each child bring out your lunch, microwave,
and they know what to do.
And nothing will go wrong.
Your child will put on gas because there's no microwave. You say you want your child to put, come on, man. So don't even move from there.
That system, let's not kill that system. That's how a proper home works.
Excuse me.
Let me just explain. When father is not a billionaire, when the father believes in the home system, when the father is not sitting down, my daddy, and he's not doing anything. Because just this morning, that was one of the issues I was trying to settle with a couple. If you're a father in a home, there's nothing wrong. If you are the daddy in the home, bet your children. If your wife has a career that has her to makes her, even if it does every day, you can work a system where nobody is insulting anybody. You are not anybody's housemaid. You are a daddy of your children. You bet them. If they are hungry and their mother is not at home, you feed them.
Nyma,
how many men?
Wait now. Not how many men. Is this saying?
I'll disagree with you.
Wait, let me finish. Is this saying that got us here? That is mommy's work. So mommy is now a disgruntled element, just upset because she didn't have a life. All of you can have a life. Everybody can be happy. Everybody just needs to be hands-on. It's an establishment. You are the CEO. Somebody else is the MD, and he's working. Everybody contributes.
That also depends on the sort of work they are doing.
God bless you. That's where I'm going to.
If they are living very early in the morning.
For example, husband works during the day, mommy works in the night. They share it. So you that are around, you bath the children, man or woman. Here, mommy and daddy are going out to work 6 a.m.
5 a.m.
So and nobody can bath any child.
It's a choice that they made. So those people then need a maid. Those people then need a maid. But this is it. Okay, let me use my own system. Daddy has to do 9 to 5, what they call this kind of work.
You are not doing.
That's why I'm doing a contract. That's why I run a flexible system so that I can be available. And when I'm not available, I already have a structure that I can call on. halfway in that, okay, I have a meeting that will run
but
this
daddy will
along.
not bath the children. Your daddy will not bath.
Daddy has been bathing the children
before he goes to work.
Before he goes to work early in the morning.
Because work changed.
Nyma.
No, because work changed, Morayo. Because he moved to head office. When he was within the zone, he would help when I need help. The system has to work. It's home.
Please, can we also talk about
I'm saying it here. He's watching. And his God is watching.
Are you there?
We don't know where he found one way.
Oh, we lost that call.
Oh, Larry, are you there? Oh, sugar.
It's not
Can we
an
also
insult
talk
to
about
anybody.
the system where...
Hold on. No, but men call it an insult.
No, okay, it's not
Another
an
women
insult.
let them think it's so.
Can we also talk about a system where the mommy and daddy have done the hustle and they have grown to a certain level now where they are now, no, aside from afford, they are now traveling. Their businesses are taking them out from time to time and they're traveling. And they now need a cook, they need a chef, they need a keeper, they need this, they need people who are working for them. Is it still okay? I don't think we should label this is proper and this is not proper. No. People will always find what works best for them. Our lives have been planned differently. Our talents are different. The stress you are going through, not many women can go through the stress, even if they are not working. So we shouldn't feel that this one is the right way. At the end of the day, let us raise good kids. Let us have a good family. Let us have a loving marriage. That's the most important thing. How you go about it depends on what works for you.
I think I've shared this story with my mom's friend. I'm sure she's watching because she's always watching this show. This woman, she didn't do jack. I mean, this woman, like, and she's the finest woman I've seen.
Wow.
She doesn't, and she doesn't lift a finger. I don't. I've never seen her in the kitchen. I've never. This woman's skin is always glowing, popping, and she just the kind of life she lives. I came here to enjoy.
She's
her nails, her everything is always on point.
She's a kept woman,
and she likes that style. And her children were raised well. Her children are great.
She was available for them.
Successful. But she was kept.
Help.
So
all the help she needed, and the kids could grow up very well.
We need to balance it well because there are women who, because of the pressure of I need to be a present mother, are feeling the weight, and they are angry mothers and they are bitter mothers. They are doing the work, but they are not happy.
They are not happy.
And it shows off in how they relate with their spouse and their children see it. So I think for each individual, the goal is what we should put our mind on. You want to raise good children. You want to have a good relationship. So the two of you must have that in mind. And if you are feeling that weight, tell your partner that, hello, I'm not, this thing is choking
It's choking me.
Please, you know, at that point in time, there is room for that evolution, and we must allow it.
I have a call from Beecee. Good morning, are you there? Good morning, are you there? A call from Beecee. I think our phone lines. Oh, good morning. Great to have you. Are you there?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Hi, good morning.
Good
My
morning.
name is Tope. I'm calling from Beecee.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome
to the show.
Thank you. Hi, Auntie Tope. I'm sorry you might not remember. I'm still staying from all naturals. Okay, so my comment is, there was a time in my life here that I was as a living nanny. I worked as a living nanny for 4.5 years, and my bosses were really nice. But before I started working, before I started working, I've already watched a few Nigerian movies whereby I see the employers, the way they treat the nanny, and how the nanny eats in the kitchen, eat outside. So that was the orientation I had. So when I went into the family, I was doing that. But my boss's wife had to call me like, Femi, we are not like that here. We are a family. So whatever we do together. And the way I took care of the kids, in fact, when somebody else come my mind is not really, I'm not feeling comfortable with that person. I protect them, even at school. I remember when they started school, and then my boss asked me, you have to go to school with them. It was the first time for the second born, and I had to go to school with her. And mom was like, you have to go with her. So I remember one time like that, she came back from school, and then they were asking her. And mom asked her something she did at school, something, I can't remember. Then she now goes, she gave a comment like, oh, who is the best? Something about maybe the auntie in the house. I was like, oh, it's Auntie Timmy. I felt so honored. In fact, I saw them as my children.
Exactly.
I think that I was like,
because you were treated right.
Exactly. That's pretty much what we're saying here. But you see, it's important to emphasize, it's not that these people treat these people bad because they are bad people. Sometimes they come with that intention. So it's like, how do you decipher? You talk about discernment. How do you know somebody who is here, who's likely. You said we should be suspicious, but you never really know these things. So it's always God. You have to just pray.
You never know, but you watch out for it. You're not just nonchalant about things like that. You don't just bring people into your house and just don't care. And you just be busy doing other things. Well, let me put clarity. So we have to be practical. Not all couples marry and have the life that they dream. They start their life building it. That's why I'm saying this here. A woman coming in and saying, okay, I can't do this. I just will not. It's being impractical. You meet your spouses halfway. That's why I'm asking the men to meet them halfway. Nobody's punishing anybody. You chose to want to marry. You are ready for it.
Walk the walk.
Walk the walk. Until you hammer that you can then get the retinue of housemaids and everybody and your CCTV is cameraing you, whoever is poisoning food. The house has to run.
You that you went to go and marry a rich kid that maybe never, all her life, she had a maid all her life. You already knew the kind of woman you're marrying into.
Mama, it's even Islamic.
No, you're not married finished. I'm not saying that you come and watch.
No. That's you now being impractical. Don't pick, even in Islam, don't pick a rich person's child. Yes. Choose to marry and then come say you're domesticating her. So, no, that's you being impractical. Yes. When you are meeting her, Auntie, I love you, but my hands cannot fly now. You too, leave her, except she's willing. She's now willing to say, I want you to work here, I want to be with you, I want it to work, and she's coming now, not you drawing the standards for her or judging her on that standard.
Marry at your level.
Exactly.
Know your level.
I can meet you as a copper.
Yes, now.
And marry you. But I will not enter your house now, be making demands of somebody who married a Dangote. It's impractical. When we marry and we come in, your dreams, maybe you wanted to acquire certain career goals in life. My dream, I must tailor it. You're achieving yours and I'm achieving mine. But you cannot marry me now and say, my wife cannot work, my wife cannot this, and yet my dreams are dying. No, that's why we're having the conversation.
Love, I come from London. Good morning, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, my view is on this issue is this. Number one, UK is different from Nigeria, so you can't compare life here with Nigeria.
Thank you, sir.
So, in Nigeria, you need aids or whatever.
We need help.
Nyma has tried the point. Technology will help you. In your kitchen, have a battery-operated small CCTV recorder. Put it there. One time in Nigeria, I got a driver. I said to the driver, anytime I'm not in the car, don't use the radio. Don't use it at all, please. Anywhere I sent you. One day I put a small tape recording somewhere in the car. I sent the driver 30-minute journey. By the time he came back, he was using the radio. He was even conversing with one of his friends that his boss said he should not be using the radio. Why won't they be using the radio? And once he come back, and when I listened to that, I called him the next day. I said, have you ever used the radio? He said, no, he has never. I played the tape. He was crying. I said, you are fucked. So there are many ways you can test these people. Put your small battery-operated CCTV in the kitchen, in the newsroom, with small recorder there. Give her phone. Go out. When you come back, listen to what has happened. You need to know in Nigeria who are trying.
Thank you so much, Ade. That's so important. So if you're bringing in a new person to your CCTV, as you say, technology is so important, especially when you have to have this nanny. Put it in the living rooms, the kitchen, the bedrooms, and everywhere, so you can at least be sure that you're doing the job.
Morayo, we also need to find a support system around our environment. Yeah. So I missed that support system before I moved. I used to have it very close to me when I was in Alakoko. Support was everywhere. When I do like this, daddy-in-law is answering. I do like that, mommy-in-law is answering. I do like this, brother-in-law is answering. Here, I am on my own. I do not even know my neighbors. It's just me, my help, and the kids. So if anything happens and I can't call anybody to say, go to my place and see what's happening, look in and check on my children and all of that. I want to find a way to, solve that problem. But I think we should start paying attention to having people around us who can easily come in and check on us, check on the children when we are not there. People you can call to say, oh, go to my house or see what's happening. When we have that support system, if anything is going wrong, even your neighbors may notice and say, this is what I noticed about your help. This is what I noticed about this person. Then we can take the proper steps. We must find that support system. I'm looking for now. Fantastic. I will find one.
Yeah, no, it's just, but me, I'm grateful. I'm always grateful for my neighbors. I'm always grateful for my neighbors.
You talk about it. To move on to the other topic. I don't think we have much time. Oh, we don't have time for that. But it's been interesting. But I'd like to get some more.
We have comments too.
And I think I have a call. Good morning. Are you there? Antonia, you're live. Go ahead, please. Hello, Antonia.
lost that.
Okay, I don't think I have that code. Do you have any?
Yes.
The Amazon says you have to make sacrifices for your family, I beg. If you leave it for husband and wife have to work on how to save their children, homes, all these vices. You can't leave it like that. Olubu said every hand should be on deck to sort the family out. My husband used to care for our children, arrange their stuff. Childcare is not exclusively a mother's job.
So, I think I'd like us to also add this. See, listen, times are changing. Nothing is stagnant. We can't keep saying this is how our mothers raised us, this is how our father. Yes, they raised us in a certain way that worked at least
at the time.
Things are different. There are more demands. Both mother and father are working back to back. If you want your child to really have a successful life, you want to do it, both of you have to work. So the truth is that we will adopt technology. We need help. A lot of people do need help. But it's just to ensure that the help you are getting, you put the right measures in place to ensure they are safe and they are good people. So we shouldn't discountenance the need for help. The people do need help. But if you can do it by yourself, hey,
bottom line,
find what works for you.
Bottom line is don't leave it to yourself. So amongst my 3 friends, 2 of us are working ourselves out. And some of them are married to millionaires. But one of my friends, hands are up, like, he's only out to make money, only out to make money. And they're working like that. They're living their lives. Nobody's judging anybody. But I even know she will not sleep with her 2 eyes closed.
Let me take our final caller. Good morning. Are you there? Our final call. Good morning. Are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Hello? My name is Joseph.
Morning, Joseph. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Morayo. My story is just a bit long, but I will shorten it up.
Right.
In the first place, I just want to... Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Very clearly.
Yeah, my story is just a bit long. I'm a first-time caller, but I've been...
Welcome to the show.
For over a year. I've introduced the program to my wife, and you almost make her go late every day because you want to listen to your program.
Thank you.
In the first place, can I commend you all? This is a very fantastic program. And I want to say one thing. I know Nigerians are intelligent, right? But I want to ask, how did you manage to gather all these the very, 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 very intelligent women in Nigeria? You are fantastic.
Thank you.
All of you.
She has eyes for talent.
She has discernment.
Joseph, you said your story is long, and you don't even started the story yet.
And we don't have time.
We have to run.
Marriage is 50-50. It's a balanced equation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you understand me?
Yeah.
When I
he must
we lost.
Joseph, are you there? Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to hear him. Thank you for calling, Joseph. All right, so we have to wrap up on this.
I have a few messages. So Rolake says, I know of someone who locks the door of her house and the help stays outside till she comes back at midnight. In fact, she's a widow and does not have a child. I wonder what if she had one. Most people, especially women, lack empathy for others. We should always treat people right. Sam Olu says, Morayo, despite all your excuses, we still have families that live in Nigeria that don't have house helps, and they go through all the challenges you have mentioned. They are very intentional about not getting house helps, not that they can't afford it. So if it works for them, that's fine. If it doesn't, let's allow people.
So I think also to add to that is that if there are families in this country that don't have helps, as long as at the end of the day, you raise good children and you
have a good relationship
and you're happy, because what we're trying to do is we want you to live your life optimally. Not that you slave yourself. I mean, you might not see that slaving. You might see that I'm sacrificing for my children. That's fine. It's how you define it. Some people say, I can't slave myself. I want my skin to be glowing till I'm 60, I'm 70. That is you. But if you feel that you want to sacrifice and stay with your family, and no problem. But at the end of the day, we are all going to the same place.
Don't be resentful.
Good children
and live your life optimally.
Live your life optimally. That's the bottom line.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you, ladies. I really wanted to talk about the other hot, but maybe tomorrow they will allow us to discuss. We lost time. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.